What's going on, guys? It's your boy Decoder, and welcome back to another edition of the Yugituber ruling quiz. We have a very special guest this time around. A very, very special episode. We have the one, the only, Stephen J. Trifinoski. Trif, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing absolutely amazing, Kevin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. You did a good job last time. You scored a 5 out of 8 with pendulums, and this time around, we are going to be quizzing you once again on more pendulum rulings. Do you think you can get a better score this time around than you did last time?
I made the conscious decision the last time to allow 3 points to slip. This time, there will be no points that are slipping. I will get 8 out of 8, probably 9 out of 8, and after that, I'm gonna go to the gym.
All right, sounds good. Well, hey, this time around, you do have a little bit of help should you want it. You do have 2 lifelines in Season 2 of the ruling quiz. The 2 lifelines that you can use. The first lifeline is ask a judge. So at any point in the quiz, you are allowed to ask me a question that you would typically be able to ask a judge at, say, a YCS or something like that. And if the answer would not be considered me coaching, I am allowed to answer you. The other lifeline you have access to is ask the Twitch chat. Once during the ruling quiz, you are allowed to poll the Twitch chat on whatever answer you are, iffy about. Are you good and ready to go?
I'm ready, baby. Let's do it.
All right, Steven, without further ado, let's get into question number 1. You have a Performapal Gentrude in your hand and a Sky Iris in your field spell zone. In this situation, you're going to be scaling your Performapal Gentrude, and then you're going to be activating Sky Iris, targeting your Performapal Gentrude to destroy it, and then add an Odd Eyes card from your deck to your hand. In this situation, afterwards, you will activate the effect of the Performapal Gentrude, placing Performapal Monkey Board from your deck into your Pendulum zone. After you do this, are you allowed to activate the effect of the Performapal Monkey Board you have placed in your scale with this effect?
That's a good question, Mr. Kevin Rodriguez. My answer is no. Sorry, can I read Gentrude first?
Yes, so Gentrude says if this card is destroyed, you can place one Performapal monster.
Can I read the monkey board, please?
Yes, of course. Monkey Board says, during your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can add a level 4 lower Pendulum monster.
Is that you are not able to use the effect of Performapal Monkey Board this turn because it was placed instead of activated.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right. The absolute confidence on this man. You are correct. You are indeed not allowed to activate the effect of the Monkey Board here because, exactly as you stated, it was placed and not activated. Very good.
Also, why is Supreme King Dragon Odd Eyes in your Odd Eyes deck, this encoder?
Well, I mean, it's an Odd Eyes card, is it not?
Okay, understandable.
All right, well, that is 1 for 1, currently on a good start. You ready for question number 2?
Yes.
All right, let's get into question number 2. In this situation, you have a White Wing Magician as your low scale, Volflame as your high scale. You don't need to read the effects. The only thing that's important about these two is their scales. You control Performapal Skullcrobat Joker and a DD Crow. Here, you're going to be sending the Joker and the DD Crow in order to perform the Link Summon of Beyond the Pendulum. You're going to activate the effect of Beyond the Pendulum in order to add a Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand by paying 1,200. Here, you're going to be adding the Dragong. At this point, you're going to be performing a Pendulum Summon, attempting to Pendulum Summon the Dragong and the Skullcrobat Joker. Your opponent is going to be negating your Pendulum Summon via the effect of the Solemn Warning. After this chain resolves, are you allowed to activate monster effects if the Pendulum Summon you attempted to perform was negated? Yes or no?
Okay. Let me think. I'm pretty sure the answer is no, but one moment. For the rest of the turn, I must pen summon, Pendulum Summon, negated. Alright, my answer is that I will not be able to activate monster effects.
Final answer?
Yes.
Well, Steven, you are continuing with the confidence, and you are, once again, correct. The Solemn Warning here will negate your Pendulum Summon, sending the monsters you attempted to Pendulum Summon to the graveyard, and because you didn't successfully perform a Pendulum Summon, then the Beyond the Pendulum restriction will continue to apply. Currently 2 for 2, man. Good job. Off to a fantastic start. All right, Steven, you ready to get to question number 3?
Question 3, baby. All
right, let's run it with question number 3. Your hand is Extra Foolish Burial, Pendulumucho, and Metal Foes Volflame. In this situation, you will be activating your Extra Foolish Burial after you scale your Metal Foes Volflame in order to pay half your life points and send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Here, you're going to send Odd Eyes Raging Dragon to your graveyard. Afterwards, you are going to scale your Pendulum Mucho to return Odd Eyes Raging Dragon to your face-up extra deck. Afterwards, are you able to Pendulum summon the Odd Eyes Raging Dragon from your extra deck? Because it reads...
No!
You don't want me to read the card?
I know what it does. You can't because... Okay, now this is kind of weird. My answer is no.
Your answer is no, you cannot Pendulum summon the Odd Eyes Raging Dragon?
Ah, shit. Let me think. I might use my lifeline for this one because this I'm actually not sure. One moment.
Fair enough, fair enough. The text on the card reads...
Is, it goes to the graveyard, but it is a pendulum, not really an XYZ, but like if it's an extra deck monster, you can't summon it back, but it's added back. This is quite interesting, actually. If you can pendulum summon at level 7, you can... Okay, so this card... Monster 3. Okay. Oh, man. I might take a lifeline. Let me think here.
The real question is do you trust your gut or do you feel like your gut's wrong?
Like, I think because obviously it wasn't properly, like, set... Like, it got sent to the grave by an effect. It's the same reason why you can't Monster Reborn it. But now it's a little different from just using Monster Reborn in the graveyard. This is a pendulum summon. All right. I'm going to go with my gut here and say no. I cannot summon it.
No, you cannot summon it. Final answer?
I'm going to go with my gut, baby.
Going with your gut, Steven. Your gut is correct. You cannot.
Oh!
You cannot Pendulum summon the Odd Eyes Raging Dragon here. And the reason why... Are you okay, bro? Are you good?
Let's celebrate.
Fair enough, fair enough. You cannot Pendulum summon the Odd Eyes Raging Dragon because, as you stated, you didn't properly XYZ summon it first. Dude, 3 for 3. You're doing good. You are doing a fantastic job. That's 3 for 3. You are on an absolute hot streak. Can you keep the ball rolling, Steven?
I think so, dude. 5 more. Yo, I came on this quiz today. I really want to hit 8 out of 8, so I will not be content with anything less.
All right. I believe it. I believe it. Let's get into question number 4. Okay, you have a Vector Pendulum and a Steelin as your scales. It's just high scale, low scale. You have Dragong in your hand and a White Wing Magician in your extra deck. Here you're going to perform a Pendulum summon. You're going to summon the Dragong and the White Wing Magician. Your opponent here is going to activate Book of Eclipse in order to flip both your monsters face down. You're then going to proceed to your end phase where your monsters will flip back up. You're going to draw 2 cards. You're going to pass turn to your opponent. Your opponent's going to draw. They have nothing. They're going to pass turn right back to you. In this situation, if you were to attempt to perform a Synchro Summon using your White Wing Magician and your Dragong for a Synchro level 8, will your White Wing Magician be banished or not?
There's this page that I read somewhere
Okay.
that showed like all this little, like when does it forget for Fusion Summon, for book, all this type of stuff. I'm trying to remember it. There was 5 of them.
I actually know what page you're talking about, and there's way more than 5 of them.
Dude, there was a lot. I'm going to go ahead and say that it forgets.
It forgets?
Actually, I'm going to use a lifeline because I completely forgot. So
what lifeline would you like to use?
So I'm going to ask the chat.
Ask the chat. Okay, okay. So here I'm going to make a poll, and you can basically ask them whatever you want. Do you want to just ask them, does it get banished, yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Chat, it is your time to vote here. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Does the White Wing Magician get banished if you were to use it to Synchro Summon here? 1 for yes, it gets banished. 2 for no, it does not get banished. As it currently stands, the chat is 83% on yes and 18% on no.
All right, chat, I'm giving you guys the heads up right now. If I say yes here, after 83% of you say yes and it's wrong, I will literally never talk to any of you again.
So, Trif, you have
at the
used...
beginning of this that when I ask the chat, I'll just do the opposite of what they say. But this time, I'm going to go with their gut. I'm going to take... Yeah, we're on a journey together. Me and chat combined, we're trying to hit 8 of 8 here. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my gut that the chat is correct. So I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to vote with chat here. Chat, don't let me down.
Final answer?
Final answer.
For the first time in Distant Coder ruling quiz history, a very abundant yes from the chat, and the chat is actually wrong. The White Wing Magician here will not be banished. When a monster is Pendulum summoned and it is flipped face down, it actually does not remember that it was Pendulum summoned. So in this situation, the White Wing Magician is sent to the extra deck, not banished. Steven, how you feel about this one, bud?
I knew not to trust you, idiots. Holy shit. Oh my god. Little circus monkeys.
3 for 4, 3 for 4. However, you still have 4 questions left to go. Do you believe that you can clutch it out in the end?
Yes, I know I'm getting a 7. I would like it to be known, by the way. Do you guys remember earlier I said my first answer before I trusted these clown chat? I said no. Remember? I knew I should go with... Oh, sorry. I'm done molding now.
So let's run it with question number 5. You control 3 spellcaster monsters. You also have Sky Iris face down in your field spell zone. You have a set Metal Foes fusion that was set via the effect of the Metal Foes Stealin. You have Stealin in your scale, Upstart Goblin in your graveyard. Your opponent has a face-up Magical Citadel of Endymion, a face-down Book of Moon, and a DD Crow in their hand. In this situation, you're going to send all 3 of your spellcasters from your field in order to link summon for Selene. Here, you're going to be activating the effect of Selene as Chainlink 1, to which your opponent will chain DD Crow as Chainlink 2, targeting your Upstart Goblin.
Only 2 spell counters.
After this chain resolves, how many spell counters will there be on Selene? 2 counters. Are you sure about that one?
Sir.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right, Steven. With a lot of confidence and a lot of certainty, Steven, I regret to inform you that you are wrong. There will not be 2 counters on the Selene. Actually, the answer is that after this chain resolves, the DD Crow here will be banishing the Upstart Goblin, so it's no longer in the graveyard, and then Selene will be placing not 1, not 2, but 3 counters on herself.
I'd like to call the head judge for an appeal.
But the 3 cards that are giving Selene a spell counter here are, yes, the Magical Citadel of Endymion, yes, the Metal Foes Stealin, but Selene also counts your face-down field spell. And the reason why is because the card that you have face down in your field spell zone will always be a spell card.
Trif, don't listen to Kevin. There's only 2 counters on the field. You just told me.
You are currently 3 for 5, Steven. You have 3 more questions to go.
3 for like 4.5. I'm going to go. I'm going to get the other 3.
Are you ready to get into question number 6?
Let's do it.
Let's get into question number 6. You control a Servant of Endymion with 3 spell counters. You have your 3 spell cards in the graveyard. In this situation, if you activate the effect of Servant of Endymion, can you legally summon Servant of Endymion and a Dark Valkyria from your deck? And if so, how does the effect resolve?
Like, how would Servant resolve?
Yeah, how would the effect of Servant resolve?
So it's a double question.
It is indeed a double question, but I do not give half points. You either get the whole thing right or you don't get it right at all.
I read the first line of Dark Valkyria. It says this card is treated as a normal in the field or the grave, implying that it's an effect monster in the deck. At least this is the logic that comes to my mind. However, after it's summoned, it's on the field and it does need to be summoned again. Where do you think of these questions, bro?
I don't know, dude. I just have a big brain. It is what it is.
Do it. Yes.
Yes, you can summon Valkyria.
Yes.
And how is the effect
And then
of Servant applied?
Summon a counter on each of them.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Steven, you are incorrect. Here, the Servant of Endymion will remove all 3 of its counters and then special summon itself to your monster zone. Special summon a Dark Valkyria from the deck. At this point, it will attempt to place a counter on itself and on Dark Valkyria, but in this situation,
at the same time, though,
they are both summoned at the same time. That is true, but the moment Dark Valkyria hits the field, it is not treated as an effect monster. So in this situation, the Dark Valkyria is a normal monster on the field. Therefore, it does not have an effect that allows it to hold a spell counter. So only the Servant of Endymion here will be gaining a counter. All right, Steven, you're currently 3 for 6, dude. You're kind of falling off a little bit in the end. You have 2 more questions to go. Now is the time to clutch it up, buddy. Are you ready to get into question number 7?
let's do it.
All right, let's run it with question number 7. You control 3 monsters: Metal Foes of Wolflame, Metal Foes Orichalk, and Supreme King Dragon Odd Eyes. Your opponent has a defense position, Vector Pendulum, the Drake Overlord. So here the effects that are relevant is the fact that Metal Foes Orichalk says, if a Metal Foes monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. And the irrelevant effect for Supreme King Dragon Odd Eyes, if your Pendulum monster battles an opponent's monster any damage it inflicts to your opponent is double. In this situation, if you go to the battle phase and you declare an attack with your Metal Foe's Volflame on your opponent's Vector Pendulum with 0 defense, how much damage is your opponent going to take?
Thinking. Your opponent's doubled. And the other says the same thing. They just both say doubled. So according to my calculations, the N-Man 75 is going to get OTK'd.
The N-Man 75 is going to get OTK'd.
Let me ask you a question. I'll use my lifeline and ask you a question.
All right, what would you like to ask me?
Will N-Man 75 get OTK'd?
I cannot answer that.
Okay, thinking of another question. Attack at once. So they both attack at the same time. And then on each flank is Supreme King Dragon and Ori Hulk providing support for Volflame.
What are you talking about?
This war.
This guy's flanking in Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. What?
I played a little too much Age of Empires the last few days. My bad, boys.
Fair enough.
The attack happens at the same time, so I think it just has to be 48. But if it happened differently, it would be 96.
What do you mean if it happened differently?
No reason. It's 48.
Is that your final answer, 48?
Cashing it in.
All right, Steven. This is going to be a rough one, buddy, because you are incorrect here. The Volflame is going to attack the Vector Pendulum, the Drake Overlord. The Metal Foe's Orichalc will set the battle damage that your Volflame is applying to double what Volflame would inflict. So instead of inflicting piercing, it inflicts double piercing. The amount of battle damage being conducted here is 48. And the Supreme King Dragon Odd Eyes says that you double any battle damage being inflicted. Therefore, it will inflict 92 points, 96, sorry, because I'm bad at math, 9,600 points of damage, and the N-Man 75 here is getting OTK'd with the attack of Metal Foe's Volflame. Steven, you are 3 for 7. We are going into the final question, and you still have a lifeline. Are you ready to get into question number 8?
Let's do it.
All right, let's run it with question number 8. Your opponent controls Totally Awesome. You have Dragong on your field. You have a Performapal, Skullcrobat, Joker in your hand. Keep in mind, this Dragong was not summoned from the extra deck. I'm going to point that out, and there's a reason why. You also have a Giga Thunder Gyclops in your scale and a Performapal Whim Witch. Here you're going to be normal summoning the Skullcrobat Joker and activating the effect. Your opponent is going to use the effect of their Totally Awesome in order to negate, destroy, and take your Skullcrobat Joker. At this point, you are going to use the effect of your Giga Thunder Gyclops, targeting your Dragong and targeting your opponent's Skullcrobat Joker in order to change their battle positions. So here, the Dragong is going to attack, and the Skullcrobat Joker is also going to be flipped into face-up attack position here. After this, can you activate the effect of Performapal Whim Witch in this situation?
Can I read Whim Witch?
So Whim Witch says, if your opponent controls a face-up monster that was special summoned from the extra deck and you do not, you can special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone.
Yo, how are you feeling today, Kevin?
I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling like a yes or a no?
I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm waiting for your answer. I'm pause champing real bad.
You know, Kevin.
Yeah.
Are you a gambling man?
Somewhat.
Is that a yes or a no?
It's kind of in between, to be honest.
Oh. Okay. Do you think, like, friend to friend, that I could activate Performapal Whim Witch? Just asking.
I mean, there's a chance to. Do you wanna tell me your thoughts on that one?
So my thoughts here.
He's trying real hard.
My thoughts here is that Joker is arguably not even summoned from the extra deck period, like it's not even known whatsoever.
What?
I think it's a little weird it's not in the extra monster zone. Because it's not in the extra monster zone, almost tells me it's just not summoned from the extra deck period.
Oh, actually, let me scratch that. It's supposed to be in the extra monster zone, actually. Now that I just think about it, it's supposed to be in the extra monster zone due to us fucking up the replay.
Rethinking now. So now this is basically another one of those, the same question we had with White Wing Magician getting banished.
Somewhat. Actually, I'm sure Dan in post. Dan, just move this card. Just crop it out here, put it over here, and just cut out this entire interaction. It was in the MZ the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I saw it in the extra monster zone the whole time as well.
It was in the MZ the whole time. Yeah.
Okay. After thinking about this very deeply, I've decided to use my last lifeline.
Okay. What would you like to ask the judge?
Can I use Performapal Whim Witch?
I cannot answer the exact question that I'm asking you.
Understandable. Okay. Next question I have is so there's totally awesome special summon the Joker.
That's the question you want to ask me?
Actually, no. Can I read totally awesome? I could just figure that out myself.
Negate the activation. If you do destroy that card, then you can set it to your
set count as special summon.
Would you like to ask me that?
Yes.
All right. Yes, I will give you that. The totally awesome, if it sets a monster, it is considered a special summon. Yes.
My answer is that you cannot perform Power Wind Witch.
Your answer is that you cannot perform a Power Wind Witch. Do you want to give me your reasoning as to why?
That just how in the White Wing scenario, it will forget. Let me make sure before I cash this in. When it gets flipped back up, it forgets. The White Wing went to the extra deck. So if it were to forget, it would summon. I'm going to roll with this. I could be wrong.
So
but
one sec.
And then one sec. It flips up. It says that your opponent controls a face-up monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. You do not. It was special face down. Then you flip up. Dude, this is so confusing. Like, fuck. One sec. In my whole life of pendulums, all 8 of these questions, I've never had a question this like in real life Yu-Gi-Oh dueling. None of these 8, maybe one of the 8 have ever come up in my life. One sec. The only thing now confusing me a little bit, and just that one first line of Wind Witch.
So what is your answer here? Can you or can you not activate Wind
Witch and make Heavy Metaphors Electromite?
So you are saying yes, you can summon Wind Witch. Final answer?
Can't you just be like yes? Fuck, man.
I'm asking you for a final answer. I don't want you to just throw something out there. I need to be guaranteed that you are 100% on your answer.
You know what? I'll go back with my original answer. White Wing Magician. I'll do the same thing. I cannot summon it. It's too cheap. Pendulum is too good of a deck.
So you cannot summon Wind Witch? Final answer?
Yes.
Steven. You can summon Wind Witch. You are incorrect. Here you are able to summon the Performapal Wind Witch. Now, the reason why, the difference between Skullcrobat Joker being set by the Toad effect, in contrast to the White Wing Magician and being set by the Book of Eclipse, is specifically that the White Wing Magician was summoned face up and then was later flipped face down, as opposed to the Skullcrobat Joker, who was directly special summoned face down. So because it was special summoned face down, it doesn't forget where it was summoned from, as opposed to if it had been special summoned and then later flipped face down. Steven, you have scored a 3 out of 8 on this ruling quiz. How do you feel right now, brother?
We made history, baby.
History has been made. It has been made. That being said, Steven, thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you learned something new. And for everyone watching at home, I hope you guys learned something new as well. Let me know in the comment section of this video who you would like to see and with what deck you would like to see. But that being said, 3 out of 8 is the final score for the Steven J. Trifanowski. Oh, yeah? What's up?
Before YouTube goes away, I find it really ironic that the best Yu-Gi-Oh player in the planet, not only on your show, but in history, literally, Yugimoto is in shambles when he sees me duel. Non-ironically, got the worst score on the ruling quiz. It's funny how history has a way of making these things go, but I'm going to win the next YCS. And when I win the next YCS, and we go back to this video, you guys are going to see that rulings don't matter. Just be good at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Some wise words from the pen god himself. That being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Peace!